All right, hello there. Welcome back to our fourth and final, at least for this initial set of videos for Notion. Hopefully you have had a chance to watch 1 through 3 and actually play around with it a little bit. Actually, when you first get started, I should have shown this. They always give you this getting started page. All right, just sort of something to play around with. So what we're going to do now, we're going to build a to-do list app, quote unquote. And by app, all that means is you are going to input information. It's going to store it for you, and then you're going to bring it back. So here we are, this outline. Okay, so what is a database? It's kind of like a spreadsheet. All right, you have these rows and column of information. You can do some basic arithmetic functions. You can also do some basic logic. I'm not going to get into that here, but just do know that. And what Notion allows you to do is switch between different views. So you've got the table, which is sort of your standard spreadsheet. You've got the Kanban board, which we will see in a moment. But again, that's from project management. You've got cards in columns. So kind of like a spreadsheet, kind of not, okay? You've got a calendar. Right now, it's just a month view, but hopefully Notion will be building out other features. You've got a gallery where you can show thumbnails or sort of small images. And then you have a list, which is a condensed table. So the question for you, and I want you to make this interactive, pause, what do you want to capture? So what kind of to-dos do you want to capture? And furthermore, like what are the different properties? What are the different attributes that you would want, the questions you want to answer about a task that would be common to all tasks? So pause, and then we'll come back. Okay, so hopefully you've paused. These are things that I've thought of. So you want to have a checkbox as done. You want to have a title. Maybe you want some quick notes, but you can add additional notes. Remember, each row that we're going to create in just a moment, you can make it as a page. You might want a date due. How much effort is it going to take? And you can come up, is it a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 3? Do you want to use an emoji? All different sorts of things. Status, how far are you getting on it? How important or urgent is it? And sort of what category? Those are things that we are going to start building out. So let's get started. I'm just going to break my list here. And I'm going to say, I'm going to create, we're just going to start off with a table. Now you'll see inline versus full page. Even though it's inline, meaning within the page, we can always open it as its own page. If we pick full page, it's going to create a separate page. Right now, I want to be able to see the outline for this video at the same time as I'm creating it. So we're just going to do inline. And remember, you can always change it afterwards. All right. So we've got this table and my to-do. And they give you some default columns, all right? And we're just gonna go ahead, you can resize, reorder, and I'm gonna go through and make some basic things. So I'm gonna add a new one, the property type. Okay, so we haven't looked at this yet, all right? There's some advanced ones we're not gonna get into, but if you're the type who likes to read and, if you like to read and read up before you do, you can do that. Otherwise, just dive in. I'm gonna have a checkbox that's gonna be called done. So each property has its own name. And we'll make it a little smaller here. And then I can click and drag, move it over. So date, name. Let's make this, all right, instead of multi-select, I just want some quick notes. Okay, notes. And I'm not gonna go through everything because again, the point here is for you to actually do it. But I want you to at least see what can be done. All right, let's do a select. So select means you can only pick one. Multi-select, you can do many. So let's just do effort. Okay. And then we'll just do one more and we'll do area. All right, so that could be sort of, again, let's just do subjects. I don't know. We'll do multi-select. Okay, so let's get started. Let's pretend like, I don't know, you're studying for something. So you've got the biology exam. All right, and we're gonna do some review of notes. Oops, this should be due date. When do I want it? So because this property type is a date, then it'll bring up the calendar. You can do times, okay? You could also do a range if you wanted to. So if I wanna pick a date, you can do that. Now effort, okay. So I haven't made any choices yet. So again, you can have all different ways to do it. Let's just try our emoji. I'm gonna bring up my emoji here. What if I want to do like time, like a little clock, and that'll indicate how much time it takes. So maybe I want to do 1 through 3. So what we can do is we can take, I should have copied that emoji, it's okay. So let's say our next task All right, let's bring up that emoji again. I'm going to copy it this time. All right, copy. So I'm going to have a double emoji, a double time, and then a triple time. So I just copied and pasted that. All right, and so now every task that you add, you can pick which of the three you want, okay? And this was a single select, sometimes called a radio, but let's say a different area. So let's just go with science, social studies, English, math, okay? So I just started typing. You saw how quickly it was to create it. And if you made a mistake, you want to rename it, then you see here, this will reorder. And you can give it a different color. And you can give it a different name. And remember what we talked about in the earlier episode, recognition over recall. And frankly, when you're new to this, you're not going to know anything. That's fine. But over time, instead of like pointing and clicking, like, oh, I've got my new project and clicking, all right, let's just say, you know, we have this open-ended project, okay? If we have that, I could just go over, and as I go over, I could just start typing science, right? You just know what it is, rather than sort of, okay, point, click, science. All right, let's just fill in some data here. Okay, make flashcards. Okay, and maybe you're making it for math. Okay, oops. We're gonna clear this out here. This would only be science. But maybe you're making flashcards for multiple things. I don't know, English, okay? But maybe you need to meet your tutor, all right? Maybe you meet that for math. And then what you can do here, okay, this row, we can actually open this entry up. It'll have all our basic properties. And then, okay, well, tutor information. So all our basic things, we can do # to do that. We can do name, phone number, meeting location. Okay, and then maybe you have some heading 2 here, questions. All right, confused about Pythagorean theorem. Found a useful video, but is it correct? Okay, you can just do all these things. Okay, I don't want it as a bullet. I can do my command /. We can change it to a to-do list, to do. Okay, all right, so I want to, okay, you can fill this up. And I encourage you to do so. So now what we can do is we can add a view. By default, it's just this table. So what we can do, we're going to do Kanban board. All right, Kanban board, and I don't know, by area. So what happens is by default, it's going to filter. It's going to say all the things of 1 effort is going to be here. 2 effort, 3 effort. Okay, so that's the default. We're going to change that in a moment. We can also say, okay, which properties do I want shown? Do I want the due date shown? Do I want the area shown? All right, totally up to you. Now, let's say I don't want to do it by effort. So we go to group by, and I actually want area. All right, and so then this is nice. You can sort of switch. Oh, I'm in social studies class. Okay, I have to watch documentary and take notes. All right, and it's created a new entry. All right, learn the names of group members. All right, and whatever information you put in this different view, we can go back to our default view, and you'll see new entries have been made. Okay, so just very powerful. Again, you just have to do this yourself so that you can see. Now, one thing here is when things are done or not. Yeah, so let's say you've done certain things. Okay, certain pieces. Let's go back to our Kanban view. Okay, you'll see area, again, 6 dots. We can move it around, 3 dots, more options. So if we go here, all right, it has the done marks. Now, what if you only want to see the things that you haven't done, all right? That would make sense for a to-do app. So we're going to go to 3 dots, and you can always sort and filter. We're not going to go through sort, although you can explore that on your own. We're going to do filter, and filter is sort of a logic. If this, then that. That's the basic logic structure. So you can say, we're going to add a filter, and we're going to say we're only going to show things where the done property, do you want it checked or unchecked? If you're not sure, just give it a try. So you can see here, now I can focus on the things that haven't been done yet. And so I can always go back to the master database here and see all the different things. It's going to be, totally overwhelming. But then these different views, right? And the views can be one of the 5 ways to view things, all right? And then within that, all right, for instance, area, all right, you have it by subject. Now, in to-do apps, sometimes you want to say, okay, I want to view things. So we're going to make another Kanban board. Let's make it by effort. All right, and this is what it default created for us last time. So we say, okay, I only have so much time. All right, I want to just get quick task done. All right, or oh, hey, these are the tasks that I really need to set aside, and maybe if it is a 3 hourglass type of project, then I need to maybe make it a due date and put it on my calendar. Okay, so again, you can go through many different levels of detail, find something that works for you. Okay, I'm just going to read through this and make sure. I think that's sort of, you can sort of see the basics, and we can actually, oh, this is good. You can click and drag. So, right, so if make flashcards, you're like, oh, at first it was for math and English, but you realize, man, this is going to take a lot more time. You could go in and click effort and pick the other option, or with the Kanban, boom, move it over, it's adjusted. Okay, so really powerful, and you just have to dive in and get sort of comfortable how to go about doing different things. Okay, I think we've made it. Again, I want to keep these episodes short and sweet so that you can get just a quick sense. Really, please dive in. Let's do a quick review, okay, of what we've talked about in these episodes. Overall, what is it? Take a look at those templates, but don't get overwhelmed, all right? You just have to dive right in. I think I said that. Where did I say that? Okay, don't get overwhelmed. Just dive right in, all right? Just got to jump in. Second episode, we just sort of overall how to navigate around. Third one, we looked at just dealing with the basic blocks and all the different ways to view information. And then the last one, a database. So hopefully you found this useful, and perhaps I will continue building on some more basic topics, but also some more intermediate ones as I also learn this tool. Thanks for listening. Hope you got some value out of this, and we'll see you next time.